Hey folks, whether you are a stock trader or a trader of options, this video is going to be for you. I'm going to show you exactly what I do if a position isn't doing exactly what I expected it to do, whether it wanted to break through support and come down a little bit further, and how to manage that position properly, and what I do when the position starts going against me. Instead of fighting it, what I do is I cut the position and then I do some correction. It is about being adaptive and being able to kind of go with the flow with trading. That is a huge attribute of a successful trader, and that's what I want to show you in this video. So without any further ado, let's get right into it, and I hope you enjoy. So now that we're in the charts, I'm going to discuss this a little bit and kind of go over exactly how you would fix an issue with a strike, or if a trade plan didn't quite come together. Apple is a really good example of this here today. Now, I want to point out the daily chart. This level, this 181.12 level on the daily right here, is this level right here. And we basically opened up right on top of that level. Now, that level is a trend. So we have trend from this low and this low. That's the trend. That's where it would touch. And then we also have a previous gap, lows, which is very close on this, and lows from the previous day, and the 200. There's a lot of support there. So what we did at the market open is we opened up right on top of that level. It popped up, pulled back. That's where I executed. Okay. So executing on that trade, which would have been this first entry here, on the 182.50 calls. So those 182.50s are essentially way up here. But because it was such a valid support level, that's why I decided to go with the 182.50s. So once it broke that level and started selling off, I didn't panic. I am waiting for this to come down into support. Where's support? Right here. That's where it came down into support. As it came into support, I corrected my average, fixing the trade. I'm not going to bail on the trade just because it sells off a little bit. It's still within my risk. So I add there, and then I immediately get out. Okay. Now, I'm not worried about this. I'm not worried about this trade. I am killing this trade. I'm not going to continue on with it. I could have, but that's not wise. What I want to do instead is fix the trade by using a different strike. Now, the 180s are right in here, right at that lower support. So I kill this trade. I get out with a small profit of 600 bucks. So I turned a failed trade into a good trade, into a green trade, I should say. Now I correct it with the proper strike, the 180s. Now I'm going to zoom in on these entries because I really want to show you something. Do you see how I killed the trade here? And then I waited for the proper entry. And the proper entry is on confirmation. It was starting to confirm right in this area. So that's where I entered. And I got my size in, and then I was patient. As soon as it popped up, I paid myself. Because I got in with a fair bit of size, I immediately took it off. Now, you got to remember, these are options. And it's coming into resistance. I'm always paying myself into resistance. It pops up further here. I pay myself again. It comes lower. Now I want to remain in this trade and give myself patience. I look over at how many contracts I had left, and I had a few too many left, and I wouldn't be able to withstand this coming down into a support or giving it time to kind of piss around, so I sized down. It is about management of risk, ladies and gentlemen. And then I was just patient on the trade, and it came back up into morning highs, and I ended my trade. Now, I still held on to a very small portion, and I'll show you here. And I took some off up at highs right in this area. And it wasn't like a huge trade or anything like that. So I'm locking in $2,770 on this, and then $600 on the first, about $3,500 on the trade idea in general. The lesson to this one is once you realize you're in on the wrong strike, or it is weaker than expected, and it could piss around, there's no point in continuing on with a trade that your strike price is way up here. You might as well just reset. It's right at a lower strike. It's not like it's in between. Like you're far. That's a far split in between that strike. So I want to be patient on this trade. It'd be very difficult to be patient and have any type of size in this trade if I'm in with the 182.50s and it's hovering and consolidating down here. Now, regardless of what happened after the fact, that's hindsight. I'm thinking about in the time. Now, if it were to consolidate like this, that's going to melt those 182.50s down badly. So I get out of those and go with the 180s. And that, my friends, is how you manage a trade. Okay, folks, now that I've been through that, I hope that helps. I hope that helps you in the future. I hope that gives you some tools to immediately implement that into your trading. And if you like what you see, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to give that thumbs up. And we will see you on the next one. Adios.